I've got over 100 different plugins available for everything from logging to memory management, digital mode controls, radio band controls, all of that.
All right, so I happen to see this sign here, which is pretty easy to spot. Get freaking rigged. This is for radio control freaks. So if you want to tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're exhibiting today.
Well, I'm Terrell BKJ5HST, and the sign's just to get people's attention. So apparently it worked.
It did work.
But essentially, what I'm doing is I'm showing off a proof of concept. I'm looking for feedback from people as to whether or not this is a good roadmap or a step in the right direction for software for ham radio. And essentially, it's a plug-in based modular architecture where I've got a WSJTX plugin, I've got a WinLink plugin, I've got standard operator controls plugins, credentials for just about anything you would need for logging. So you enter your QRZ credentials, logbook of the world credentials, whatnot, and it all integrates seamlessly for the most part together.
Awesome.
And you can share your profiles, you can move things around, and if you want, I'll give you a quick rundown of what that looks like
that would
on
be
the
great.
screen. So what we're looking at right here is basic display. I'm currently connected to an FT8, and Yaesu likes to put the main on the right. I like to see things kind of more alphabetical, left, right, and so I've got it set up with the main on the left. If I were to change my mind and decide I want to stick to Yaesu protocols, I can go into edit mode real quick, reach over here, grab the VFO, and move it into place. At the same time, I can take my QSL log button and move that down, rearrange it, hit save, and away we go.
I love how modular this is.
Yeah,
awesome.
it's that way in virtually every aspect. And as you can see, when I'm in edit mode over here on the right-hand side, I've got over 100 different plugins available for everything from logging to memory management, digital mode controls, radio band controls, all of that. Under the hood, this is hamlib by default. But since it's modular, we can add in all of the extended controls for your particular radio. So in this case, I've got the FTX1 set up with hamlib and plugins for the additional controls. And when I go into settings, you can see now I've got all of the extended menu commands for different modes, CW, all the operation modes, set your dial steps, display control settings for the radio. Everything's all right here. You can set your filters. There's no reason to touch the radio. And the idea behind this, in my mind, is as a relatively new ham, general for less than 2 years, it was pretty difficult for me to get my head around stitching and bolting all these different pieces together. VARA, WinLink, hamlib, WSJTX, all of these different components.
I think that's a shared complaint amongst new hams and longtime hams.
Yeah, and then you get conflicts because one piece of software is using hamlib 4.6, one's 4.7, one's 4.71, whatever. And the idea here is you have one platform. Every one of these applications can build a plugin into that platform, and it uses the version of hamlib that's currently shipping with the framework.
Okay.
So, one install, lots of plugins. That's kind of the concept here.
Yeah, and kind of the thing that I noted yesterday about this was that you sold me on this idea was just the fact that I can have access to WinLink, my WSJTX modes, and various other things with one piece of software that's modular. And if the other thing I thought about yesterday was if you don't like the way the software is laid out, it's your own fault because you can change it. You can change it as much as you like practically.
Yeah,
so
yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Was there anything else that you wanted to share about it?
Yeah,
or other features.
Kind of a ride-along feature of all of this and the way it's architected is not only do you have rig control and a kind of a common user interface, but run it on another machine. You can set up the same software with completely different configurations, completely different settings. You can run dark mode so that you can run your laptop sitting next to your wife while she's watching Netflix, and have the other one, bright mode in the shack. So
Nice.
works together. In number of clients, you can tell by the little icon up in the corner. It should say 2 on there. That there's 2 connections.
Okay.
And then you, from anywhere, you can look and see, okay, who's squatting on my network, But
Excellent.
yeah, the idea here, just set up the different profiles. Had one guy come in yesterday and say, so can I set up a profile just for my wife and a different one for me, because she likes to lay the windows out differently.
Yeah.
It's like, absolutely. Instead of what we have here, where we've got WinLink and WSJTX and radio operations.
Maybe you're in like a contest radio club or something like that, and you guys could set, your regular operators could have their own saved profiles.
Exactly. And so you just create go into edit mode, create a new profile, and
or for your own benefit, you could set up one profile for one type of operation, different profile for another type of operation, like maybe DXing versus, we're in
parks on
doing
the air,
field day, parks on the air.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the thought behind this.
Is there a limit to the number of profiles at this time?
No, not at all. In
Awesome.
fact, there's an export feature for the profiles so that you can share your profile with other people. If somebody sees what you put together, say, man, I wish I had that. You can export that, hand it off to them as a zip file, and then they can install it as a plugin.
How long have you been working on this?
2 years.
2 years. Wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild for me to hear you say that, like, hey, I'm just really seeking feedback and want to know if this is the right direction, because like it seems like everything is working.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure there's still things to flesh out, but
yeah, and I'm working with Joe Taylor on WSJTX.
Yep.
And one of the things I want to do is go back to him and say, here's the kind of feedback I got on this.
Yeah.
This is something we might want to consider as a team for a possible user interface.
Yeah.
And moving forward, but
yeah. And then I will ask, was there anything else that you wanted to demo, or if not, then I wanted to give everyone, a next step, kind of keep in touch or provide feedback, or
feel free to shoot me an email,
okay.
kj5hst@deppe.com, DEPPE.
Okay.
.com. And if you like what you see and you want to see this push forward, then all the feedback I can get is gonna help me to take this to other folks and share it with the HamLib community and share it with WSJTX team, and
excellent.
We'll see how it goes.
Excellent. Well, hey, I really appreciate your time explaining everything, and for everyone watching the video, if this seems interesting to you, this seems like a right way forward, next step for these types of modes, be sure and reach out to him and let him know your thoughts on that, so that maybe we can see this implemented and widely available soon.
That'd be cool.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
All right.